So, picture this, a $499 gold-colored smartphone with the American flag etched right on it. And get this, a monthly cell plan priced at exactly $47.45. Just a coincidence? Or is there something more deliberate going on here? Donald Trump's latest venture, Trump Mobile, has officially jumped into the telecommunications ring, and well, it's making an entrance with all the subtlety of a MAGA rally. The big question everyone's asking is this a real shot at shaking up the crowded wireless market, or is it a much craftier high-stakes play for political clout? Alright, so on June 16th, 2025, the Trump Organization, now with Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump at the helm, rolled out Trump Mobile. They're billing it as a transformational new cellular service and a next-generation wireless provider with a customer-first mission. The main offering is a plan, you guessed it, called the 47 Plan. It gives you unlimited talk, text, and data on 5G networks. They also say they provide service through all three major U.S. cellular carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Now, in tech terms, Trump Mobile is what's known as a Mobile Virtual Network Operator, or MVNO. This just means it doesn't own the actual cell towers and cables but leases network access from the big guys. Word is the service is actually delivered via Liberty Mobile, an existing MVNO that mostly uses T-Mobile's network. But the 47 plan isn't just about calls and data. It throws in a few extras, 24/7 roadside assistance through a team-up with Drive America Motor Club, telehealth services via a partnership with Doctegrity, and free international calls to over 100 countries. If you've already got a phone you like, you can bring it over and just get a new SIM card to switch. And then there's the phone, the T1 phone. It's a $499 gold-accented Android smartphone, up for pre-order with a $100 deposit, and it's supposed to drop in September 2025. The T1 sounds pretty specced out, a 6.8-inch AMOLED display with a 120 Hz refresh rate, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, and a 50 megapixel main camera. The Trump Organization says this phone is proudly designed and built in the United States. They also claim a customer service center will be based in the U.S., specifically in St. Louis, Missouri. Here's a crucial bit often tucked away in the fine print. Trump Mobile, its products and services are not designed, developed, manufactured, distributed, or sold by the Trump Organization or any of their respective affiliates or principals. Instead, a company named T1 Mobile LLC is using the Trump name and trademark under a limited license deal. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's a common setup for other Trump-branded products, from steaks to sneakers. You can't miss the political flavor in Trump Mobile's branding. That flagship, the 47 plan with its $47.45 monthly price. It's a pretty clear nod to Donald Trump being the 45th U.S. president and, well, the hopeful 47th. Even the launch was timed to the 10-year anniversary of Trump's first presidential campaign announcement. This isn't just about selling phone service, it's about extending the Trump brand, and it's all carefully aimed to hit home with his political base. The messaging hammers home those America First ideals. Donald Trump Jr. mentioned they were building something for people who have been underserved, and to make sure that real Americans could get true value from their mobile carriers. Eric Trump chimed in, declaring that Trump Mobile is going to change the game. We're building on the movement to put America first, and we will deliver the highest levels of quality and service. The whole idea of a U.S.-made phone and U.S.-based customer support fits right in with Trump's long-standing goals of bringing jobs back to the U.S. and relying less on foreign manufacturing. The T1 phone itself, it's shown with that gold-colored back, the etched American flag, and the website has even sported slogans like, "Make America Great Again." This push for domestic production is a direct jab at how the mobile industry usually works. where most smartphones and their parts are made overseas, especially in Asia. Trump has talked about tariffs on companies like Apple before, trying to nudge them to move production to the U.S. So Trump Mobile isn't just being sold as a product, but as a real-world symbol of this policy push. But here's where some eyebrows go up. Is it really feasible to make a $499 smartphone, especially one with the T1 specs, entirely in the US and have it ready by September? Building electronics on a large scale in the US comes with huge logistical and cost hurdles. While the company insists the phone is designed and built in the United States, the nitty-gritty details about how it's made and where the parts come from are still pretty fuzzy. Some analysts are betting that at least some components will still come from other countries. One tech editor didn't mince words, calling the T1 phone as vapory as it gets until it actually starts shipping. So, what's the real deal with Trump Mobile? Is it a genuine attempt to shake up the telecom world, or is it mostly a clever political branding move? Honestly, it's probably a bit of both. A hybrid where business and political goals are pretty tightly linked. Looking at it purely as a business, Trump Mobile is stepping into a super competitive market as an MVNO. Those bundled services like roadside assistance and telehealth are how it's trying to stand out. The target audience? No doubt is Trump's political supporters and folks who like the America First message, maybe even those who feel a bit turned off by mainstream tech companies, but that $47.45 price tag, while cheaper than what major carriers charge directly for postpaid plans, is apparently pricier than similar plans from other well-known MVNOs like Mint Mobile or Boost Mobile. And Liberty Mobile, the MVNO supposedly powering Trump Mobile, has its own plans starting as low as $20 a month. So it makes you wonder about that unbeatable value claim. The political side of things, though, seems much bigger and potentially more rewarding in the long run. First off, think about branding and keeping the base fired up. Trump Mobile keeps the Trump name and that America First idea constantly in front of his supporters. It's something tangible they can buy to show their loyalty, a daily reminder of the brand. That symbolic pricing just hammers the connection home. Second, it could be a channel for communication and messaging. It's not something they're shouting from the rooftops, but having a communication platform, even a virtual one, opens up possibilities for reaching subscribers directly. Could this mean preloaded apps, custom content, or targeted messages? It's speculative at this point, but possible. Third, there's the data collection angle. While the company has talked up features like enhanced privacy, any tech company linked to a political figure is going to raise questions about how user data might be used, especially for political targeting or analysis. Fourth, it's another way to make money by leveraging the Trump brand and political movement. Even if it doesn't become a telecom giant, the licensing fees and product sales add to the Trump family's business interests. President Trump reportedly made over $600 million from licensing deals, crypto projects, and other ventures through the end of 2024. That fine print saying the Trump organization isn't actually making or selling the products, just licensing the name, that's pretty key. And fifth, it fits into a larger policy story. The focus on U.S. manufacturing, even if it's more dream than reality right now, backs up Trump's political talking points and could be used to put pressure on other tech companies. No surprise here, the launch of Trump Mobile has brought those ethical concerns back to the surface about a sitting president's family running businesses that so clearly cash in on the presidential brand. Watchdog groups are already pointing to this as another example of Trump potentially profiting from his office. A major worry is the potential for regulatory conflicts of interest. Remember, the President of the United States picks the head of the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, the agency that oversees the wireless industry. This setup could easily lead to questions about whether Trump Mobile might get special treatment or if there's undue influence on regulatory decisions that affect it. Critics say this just blurs the lines between public service and private profit. Rival phone companies might even feel a bit uneasy if their products or services are cheaper or better. And if the T1 phone does end up using foreign-made parts, you can bet questions will pop up about whether this venture might get a pass on tariffs the Trump administration might slap on others. This whole thing adds fuel to the ongoing debate about the ethics of a president running private businesses that are so closely tied to their political identity and policies. Some will see it as a smart business move tapping into a loyal customer base. Others will see it as an abuse of political power for personal gain, possibly setting a worrying precedent for future political figures. Trump Mobile is definitely more than just another phone company. Sure, it offers telecom services and a physical phone, but its real trick seems to be how skillfully it blends business with political messaging. Is it going to truly disrupt the telecom industry? Based on the early product details and pricing, it looks like it has a tough climb against established MVNOs that offer better bang for your buck. And that American-made claim for the T1 phone, it's a powerful marketing line, but it's still got a lot to prove and is facing a fair bit of skepticism. But as a political branding tool, Trump Mobile looks like a calculated win even before the first T1 phone is in anyone's hands. It gets the base excited, strengthens the America First story, and gives the Trump brand another way to stay front and center. The symbolic pricing, the patriotic visuals, and the timing of the launch, they all scream that this venture is designed as much for political splash as for profit. When you boil it down, Trump Mobile is a pretty clear example of how the lines between big business, personal branding, and presidential ambition can get so blurry they almost disappear. It turns a simple consumer choice, your mobile carrier, into a political statement. Whether it actually grabs a big piece of the competitive telecom market, that's still up in the air. But as a political play, it's already making waves, making sure the Trump brand and the politics that come with it are right there in the hands and pockets of his most dedicated supporters. This whole thing seems less about connecting calls and more about connecting with a voter base, turning everyday tech into a badge of political identity. So what do you make of all this? Is Trump Mobile a brilliant business idea, a shrewd political strategy, or a troubling mix of both? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
When he's not complaining, he's trying to sell you stuff. Have you noticed that? Who does that? You're running for president and you're hawking merchandise. Gold sneakers, $100,000 watch. Why are you selling the watch? What are you doing? My favorite is the Trump Bible. And I'll give you one guess where those Bibles are made. He's Mr. Tough Guy on China, except when it comes to making a few bucks. If some of this stuff happened on Saturday Night Live, you'd be like, all right, that's going too far. That didn't really happen. But it did.